Hello, hello. Welcome to Ram and Goat Astrology. We are here today doing a special reading.
Yes, we have a very special guest today on the show. We have one of Laura Lee's daughters.
Hi.
Gertrude!
Yep. This is Gertie.
Hi.
And what's going on?
My birthday's tomorrow, and I'm super excited because me and Elliot, my brother, are gonna make a cake today. So I'm super excited.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of cake are you gonna make?
Well, Elliot wanted to make regular chocolate cake. At first I wanted to make raspberry chocolate cake,
Ooh.
and we decided on carrot cake. So
it was
So
a
that's
big
something else,
thing.
but
it was a big
also delicious.
Yeah.
It was a big topic of discussion before I came out to
and
the
we
office.
have a lot of carrots, so it works.
Yeah.
I love carrot cake, but you always have to make like a lot of the glaze. You have to have a thick layer of glaze.
Yeah,
that's when it's like that's the trick.
And eat it all before we even get it on the cake. So
let's see how it goes for tomorrow.
Right. So there was a discussion on Gertie had suggested chocolate carrot cake, and my husband and I both went, I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like if it was a thing, it would be more of a thing.
But that's it with like
it would go together. Chocolate
so like
that sounds like it would go together. Maybe.
Chocolate
for the right taste buds.
carrot. Yeah, I think that you should try it because it's like yes.
I actually only suggested it because once I had actually like just for fun eaten or bit into a carrot and then ate a chocolate chip, and it actually tasted pretty good. So I'm like,
maybe we're onto something new.
Don't knock it till you try it. Yeah,
like
chocolate
butter and carrots.
The strangest things go together, so why not this?
Yeah, you eat peanut butter and carrots, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And chocolate and peanut butter go together, so why not chocolate peanut butter
Exactly.
carrot cake? Oh, that sounds really good.
That sounds really good.
Can we make that?
That would be like a new thing on the Aquarium Baker.
Yeah, that's Aquarius, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only for the right taste buds, though.
Oh,
yeah. The one who dares to. Today
we're hanging out. Mama's working, and then you guys are making your cake. And then tomorrow is their actual birthday.
Yes.
And we're going to our only tradition we do for birthdays
is go to Smart Cow for like ice cream. It's like
you have to describe Smart Cow. It's not ice cream. It's frozen yogurt.
It's frozen. It's basically like this frozen yogurt shop. It's really, really fun. You basically take like a cup and you go put all the ice cream in.
They have lots of different flavors on.
They've got lots of different flavors.
Like
flavors,
15 different ones.
Yeah, probably. And sometimes they're out of order because lots of people go there. But so you basically just put as much ice cream as you want in, and then you put lots of like toppings, like there's strawberries or like tiny Reese's cups,
almond slivers, and caramel cups.
And there's like cookie dough and everything.
Smorgasbord of toppings.
And then you can also put like sprinkles and like chocolate fudge or something like that. Or,
like and sauce.
Like the drizzle. Yeah. And it's really good. And then basically you go and sit down, and there's like this TV up on the wall, and basically it has like random questions.
It's trivia.
It's a trivia, and
I love this place.
Them. And that's really fun. I always get super cold whenever I go there, though.
Take a breath, dear.
I wonder why. I mean, if you fill your stomach with frozen yogurt,
right? Yeah, in Wisconsin in November.
I mean, we always go
make you a little chilly. Yeah.
That is our birthday tradition, though. It's just something we've always just done as our family, and we go there for
it's fun
for everybody's birthdays. Yeah,
and for this year for my birthday, we're gonna go to Panera Bread. It's basically like the soup place that you get. Like,
have you heard of Panera Bread in Sweden? Is that a thing?
Panera Bread, no.
No, okay.
Okay, so basically, it's like
the restaurant.
It's it's a restaurant, and basically. They like special on like soups and stuff, but they also have
sandwiches,
like,
salad,
and bread. They actually have this one where it's basically like they put soup in a bowl of bread.
Yeah,
it's a bread bowl.
Oh, I know this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. So we're gonna go there for my birthday, and then for anyone like of my family who wants to join us, we can go to Smart Cow after. So
we're gonna have all the listeners on the podcast come join us too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want.
Yeah, amazing. So, Gertie, your
Yes.
mom's an astrologer.
Yes.
Do you know a little bit about your chart? Do you know what your like moon sign, sun sign,
okay, so
They
ascendant
know
is?
their moon
I know this. Okay, so my moon is Aries, which helps so much with my sun in Scorpio. So
How does it help?
well, I was being sarcastic.
Oh.
Oh. I was like, okay. So tell me why you think it doesn't help.
Well, I mean, Aries is like all fire and outgoing, and it's in my moon of like emotions and breakdowns and tears and that kind of stuff. So, it's kind of
Challenging.
it's really challenging actually. So, yeah.
But it helps
Yeah.
you shine bright.
Yeah.
Whereas your Scorpio sun is more like introverted.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Opposites.
like
And
from what
that's
it
an
should.
interesting
The
combination
sun,
because
yeah, because
yeah,
the sun is supposed to be like all this, and Scorpio is like
exactly.
kind of this, and so it's kind of,
Yeah.
and the moon is like all this, and then Aries is like all this, so it's kind of like swapped.
For those of you
Yes, I would
listening,
imagine.
for those of you listening, she's gesturing dramatically with her hands.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I do that a lot.
So yeah, because Scorpio, yeah, like you said, wants to be a little bit mysterious and
Yeah, because
see everyone else, but want to be hid. And then your
yeah,
emotional side is an Aries who is like big and can't really
well,
hide.
yeah, basically, so how that affects me is basically like I don't deal with like the small cries, like dun 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 dun, like small cry, smart cry, or not smart cry. Like I have like
Big.
don't cry for like a week, and then I have like this big explosion of emotions, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And
More like a month. You're like every month or
yeah,
2 months. Your father's every 6 months.
it depends on like what's happening
Yeah.
without the month.
Mm.
And so that is it's very challenging, especially for me because I have to like deal with it. So it's coming
But
out
have
of me.
you?
So
Yeah, I know that you talk a lot astrology at home, in a
yeah,
way to deal with hard situations. So how if you it's not so easy to be objective in the moment when you're feeling a lot of feelings, but can you somewhere there when you feel like your Aries moon is like exploding, can you somewhere there think like, okay, this is my Aries moon. What do I need to do now to work with this?
yeah, well, so most of the time when I like, explode with like my big emotions, I will go into my room and shove myself under my pillows and just cry. And when I'm done crying, or Mama will be like sitting there just waiting. And when I'm done crying, my pillow is like sopping wet. And so we have to deal with that. And then she kind of like just talks about like what's happening, and sometimes it gets a little annoying because she always talks about astrology, and I'm
Yeah.
like, could you just stop for 2 seconds?
Shut up about the moon.
No. Yeah, no, but
I think I help you be that objective. So objective is looking at things from out here instead of from inside, right?
Yeah.
So I think I wait for you to get back into a calmer spot so I can then help you understand that there's nothing wrong. You're just experiencing your own self.
And it does help to like understand what is happening, but I've gotten used to it, so now I kind of know what's happening. She tells me anyway, and it gets annoying.
Yeah.
But so
moms are supposed to be annoying. It's okay.
Yeah, that's their job in life.
I have a question for you then, if you have any advice for a kid. It's my sister's son, and he's like 5, almost 5, and he has also like you, the moon in Aries, but he also has his sun in Aries. So he has like a lot of that Aries exploding energy. What would do you have any suggestions for another kid to how to deal with that?
Well, if he has like a safe place at all, like my safe place is my bed and like my blankets and my pillows and my stuffies and stuff like that. If he can find like a safe space, and when he blows up, like recognize that and like go there and just be for a while.
What about exercise? Any advice on exercise?
No. Yeah, he needs exercise probably. Like run.
Yeah.
For me, we have this like long driveway, so I can just like run up and down and up and down. So, until I get tired out, which is very quick. So, if he can like get exercise and find a safe space to just
blow up,
and like that won't hurt anybody in the process, then that would help a lot. And you said he has a sun in Aries as well. Oh yeah. So he's kind of like
extra firecrackery, huh?
Yeah, he's extra fire.
Just keep him stimulated. I mean, from an Aries sun,
I mean, I get bored really easily.
Yeah,
so just like
boredom.
Keep getting like.
That's the thing I thought of right away. It's like, don't let him get bored.
No, if
that's
he gets
when he'll
bored,
start fires with everyone else.
If I ever get bored, I get really irritated at like small things. So if I'm ever bored, my mom will be like, "Go run." I'm like, "No," and she's like, "Go run."
Get outside.
Like, fine. And so, yeah, if he can just like work on those things, that would he would probably make a massive shift.
That's really, really amazing advice, and I see this in him. Yeah, well done. This is really, really helpful. I can totally see, even from a young age, I saw that, you know, he gets bored so easily. So what he will do is he will try and like, he will just poke at others because he wants things to happen. Yeah, he wants to be like, hello, can something happen over here, over here?
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't realize actually, but that it was because of boredom. I saw that he always wants something to happen, and of course it's because he's bored.
Yeah.
It just clicks now.
I think people underestimate how quickly Aries can get bored.
It really quickly.
Instantly.
Yeah. And I have Taurus rising, and so I need to be like grounded to this one thing for a while, and that will help me a lot. But if I'm not, I'm just kind of like wandering around, like getting irritated.
He wanders.
I just wander. I will walk around the table like 3 times and then go and sit on the couch and then go in my room and then go on the couch and do it again, and she just like watches me and she's like, do something. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, if she doesn't have a direction and a focus, it's like she's just lost, like a little, you know, a little Taurus bull that's like lost his cows, right? Like doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wanders
so
around.
You have a lot of fire in your chart, and I mean, fire wants to be stimulated and fire doesn't want to sit still and do something. So that, I get it, because me and my family, all of us have a lot of fire. I have, I think, the least amount of fire. My dad has the most, and my family is like always on the move.
Yeah. And for some people, like if they get bored, like without like much fire in their chart, like they will just like sit and like stare off into space. But for me, I'm like walking around, like just wander. I wander.
She is real restless.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And sometimes I'll just like lay on my bed and just like kick or something, and I just like lost, like you said. And
do you feel like you know where that restlessness comes from? I mean, it's fire, but I can see a specific sign that would be specific fire sign that would be
probably Aries. Probably Aries. Aries is like the sign that's like on the move.
I see a couple of them actually.
Sagittarius is like travel and like
always want to experience new things. So actually,
and then Leo is like out there, like see me and stuff like that, and just wants to be like.
So Gertie has her
or something, and then Aries. Yeah, hold on. And then Aries.
Hold on, Mama.
Like the one that like wants to run like on trails and like go on bike rides and stuff, and so
do
when
new
things, and then when they get restless, they kind of just like wander again. And I mean, it's not that bad. Like they're still getting.
Yeah. I feel like the difference between the fire signs is like, Aries wants to be active, wants to like just move the body, like wants to be in movement. Leo wants to create things, want to keep always creating things, and Sagittarius wants to experience things. And you have all of that.
So Gertie has her moon at 25 degrees Aries. She has Mars at 28 degrees Leo. And she has Mercury and Venus at 8 degrees Sagittarius.
I have my North Node in Sagittarius.
Yep, you do. So she has a lot of very personal planets in very active signs. when I was pregnant with her, when I was pregnant with her, I remember I was canning. We were making some jam and stuff, and I was canning, and I was putting the jam jars on my belly, and I went, "Ooh, this is a fiery girl," and it just like I just felt it, like I felt this like rush of heat, and she was the pregnancy that I got by far the hottest. I was physically drenched all the time. My bed sheets were drenched. I was sweating all the time. And I had her in November in Wisconsin, which is not warm.
No, it's not. It's not.
So it was a very interesting energy that I felt very strongly. Her presence was known instantaneously. And I was intuitive with, Felix and with Saffron, but I think hers was really the big start of it. And she's got quite a bit going on in her 12th house too. Do. So
I got lots going on actually.
Yes. Yeah. But Laura, you as a mom of someone who is so fiery, how would you say, like, to parent someone with well, is it 60% fire? Was it?
Say that again?
Was it 60% fire?
Yeah, she's like 55 or something. It's 55. A lot.
Yeah.
55? Wow. It's a lot more than that.
She is Gertie and I have.
I'm Gertie. I'm Gertie.
Well, first of all, let's just start with her name. When she was born, she was either going to be Aurelia, which is golden or golden one, or Gertrude, which is strength of a spear or Spear-Maiden. Okay. Ta-da. We birthed her and we both looked at each other and we were like, Gertrude. Like it just was not even a question if she was a Spear-Maiden or a golden one. And not that she's not golden, but
I'm a warrior, not a princess. That pretty much sums it up.
Wow.
So there we go. So parenting her has been really interesting because I got pregnant with her sister, and we found out today, the day before her 1-year birthday. Oh, so we found out Guinevere was on the way.
Happy birthday.
The day before she turned 1. So we didn't get a lot of alone time or, that one-on-one time with Gertie. And her and her brother are both very intense humans. He's got a Leo rising. She has a Leo Mars. He's triple Taurus. She's Taurus rising, Taurus Jupiter, conjunct her rising. Like they're very intense human beings, very like bam, bam. And so I think I was just trying to learn who these people were. And then Gwen showed up and I fell apart after that. So to be honest, it was a really interesting time. Just the first few, probably 3 to 5 years. And she was very sick. She had a lot of health issues.
Yeah. That didn't help much because of my Aries blow up. Yeah.
So she has Saturn in the 6th house and Mars in the 6th house. And we had a very, very bad imbalance of candida, which is yeast, and it went systemic in her body. And we did antibiotics when she was younger. And my husband brewed beer in our kitchen. So we ended up doing antibiotics. And then a month later, he started brewing beer. And then a month later, we did antibiotics again. And it was like a perfect storm to wipe out her gut health, insert candida and yeast, right, from brewing beer in our kitchen, like it's in the air. And then we took out her gut health again a month later with the antibiotics. And she was really an antibiotic injured person. And we didn't even know that was a thing. So
did sum it up. I was not healthy.
Yeah. So it got inside her lungs and inside her brain, and it made her really angry. So at about 10 months of age, she was very angry all the time.
And just because I'm fire doesn't mean that I'm angry.
Right.
Fire doesn't just mean angry. Some people will think that fire is moving, going, getting it going, like bright, stormy.
But it switched. It switched when the candida took over, and she had salmonella. She had H. pylori bacteria. It was bad. Her guts were bad, and they were open to everything. And she got wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And it was months and months and months and months of just trying to figure out what was going on. And then once we got finally a functional medicine doctor to come on and do the right testing, and we found out what was actually happening, then it took another probably 18 to 20 months to get her system cleared completely. So her early childhood was heat and rage.
Yeah, it was kind of traumatizing.
It was.
You remember that?
I can picture myself screaming in your face.
I have videos I would share with my mom friends going, please help me. just please help me. I don't know what to do. We would throw her in the shower. It's okay.
No.
We would throw her in the shower because I could sense the heat, but I didn't know what it was from. And it was
what did you put out heat with? Yeah.
Yep. It was inflammation in her body. And, you know, when you have Saturn in the 6th house of health, you're going to have some stubborn, hard core health things.
And it would have been really useful to do astrology back then, because then you could like figure out what was going on and figure out how to help it. And
I was dabbling in it, but I didn't know how to apply it yet properly, you know?
Wasn't the time. It was a struggle.
And for those who, like what you mentioned before, was it's pretty much like Candida and the other things, they are like bacterias that are
bacteria, like
fungus. How, because you work as a health practitioner as well, and how did you have any like tips for people who are dealing with this now, like any 2 or 3 things that really worked well? Or is it very different for everyone, or like how does it work?
The first thing we did was we started introducing activated charcoal to start to detox and cleanse. We started using essential oils to, you know, help balance the system and really support the gut health and detox the bad guys. And then probiotics. We got on probiotics like they were our lifeline. And
they kind of were.
Yep. Because you've got to give your body the good guys so that your body can take care of it, right? Your body actually knows what to do. So we gave a lot of the good guys to the body so that it could help fight. And then we focused on detoxing the dead guys out of the body. So here's the good guys, you do the battle, and then I'll help clean up when you are done with the murder scene.
Like the maid, the cleanup crew.
Yeah. So it's the increase your good guys and help detox the bad guys. Your body should be able to do the transfer process.
Gut health is so I mean, it controls our body so much, because I think it's 70% of our immune system is actually from our gut.
And our brain, our mental health. There's so many people with mental health struggles. And my first question is, your guts are wrong. Have you gotten them checked? Right? Like get your guts checked.
Yeah.
So we had to start that early with Gertie, and we've been on the mindfulness of health and balance and, you know, wellness inside. And when you've got Saturn in Libra, her and I both have that. She's my Saturn return baby. We have to work on balance, internal balance, mental health balance, physical health balance. Right? That's a thing. Mine's in the 5th house. Hers is in the 6th of health. So hers is extra, you know, focus on that balance for real, because your health depends on it. And then hers is opposite her moon by 2 degrees. So Saturn opposite your moon, her emotions are going to cause imbalance 100%. So for her to know that as she's growing up and going through puberty and all that stuff, when emotions start to get really out of whack, like she can really start to see, oh, wait a minute, the pendulum's shifting too far. My emotions are causing me to not eat. And now I'm not eating, and maybe I'm losing weight, or maybe my guts are feeling yucky, or whatever it is, right? Knowing that there's a distinct emotional connection is, I think, really important for a kid to know.
I don't think I've ever been like, I'm not hungry.
You got Jupiter, Taurus rising there. Of course not.
I'm like, I don't understand people who go like, food's ready or something, and like, I'm not hungry.
That's me.
How are you not hungry?
I don't have any earth.
No kidding.
So let's look at your solar return chart. So this is your natal chart. All right. So natally, we've got our sun in Scorpio, Mercury and Venus in Sag. We've got a Pluto Capricorn, and we've got Uranus 1 degree Aries, Moon 25 degrees Aries, 1 degree Taurus rising. You're just a little newbie at this Taurus rising thing. And then 3 degree Jupiter, and then Mars in Leo. So that's
a whole bunch of fire.
That's what you have gifted.
What's this?
That's Vesta. I've been playing with her lately. She's our flame that we follow.
Of course, she's an Aquarius.
She's the flame, like the Olympic torch. You know how they carry the flame and everyone like, ooh, and they follow the flame? That's what Vesta is in our chart. And
it looks like a flame.
Doesn't it?
It looks like a flame.
That's what I thought too. She's an Aquarius at 11th house too.
That makes sense.
So your flame that you follow is the weirdos.
Ta-da!
That'll be your family.
Right?
Yep.
So your solar return now, let me make this bigger here so we can see. Your solar return is quite different. And this is your assignment for your 12th year. So this is like you're entering a new grade, right? This is your new grade of Earth School is your 12th year. So you're a Pisces rising this year. That's going to feel really interesting for you.
Yeah.
Really interesting. We've got Taurus, Virgo in the 7th house.
Oh,
Mars, Scorpio, Mercury, Scorpio.
this time. Oh, that's
So
weird.
the solar return is always when your sun comes back around to 16 degrees and 8 minutes. So every time the sun comes there, then all the other planets are moved.
And your birthday is tomorrow. So this is pretty much where the planets are in the sky right now.
And Vesta for this year is in Cancer this year. So,
and it's in the 5th house of creativity and play. So you're going to feel like doing a lot of creative, like that's your torch. Follow the creativity and play.
And last year was Aquarius.
So Gertie's having her Jupiter return, or has had her Jupiter return. So her Jupiter's at 3 degrees natally, and now Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the zodiac. So now it's at 9 degrees Taurus. So this year you're again a Taurus Jupiter, still in the 1st house, but at the other end of it. So,
exactly.
This year you might be more concerned with finances, like as it enters into the 2nd house, right? You're going to be more concerned with
actually I have been like with like money and stuff, like trying to gain more because I'm saving up for a bunch of stuff. So
yep.
Nice. Yeah, that does make sense. I think that a huge difference to your natal chart with your solar return chart here is that this year you have so much water.
Look at this.
So much water. In fire, you don't have actually any planets in fire for the solar return chart.
Natally, you have just a few little water things, and now this year it's
it's like boom, 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 boom.
Oh, I
boom,
like
boom,
this.
boom.
Mama likes this.
Yeah. So what you do still have left in fire is your MC, which is in Sagittarius, which is pretty much the way that, like, people call it, like your career pointer or something, but it's more like the way that you share yourself with the world, how you contribute to the world, pretty much, and that will still be in fire. So you'll still be like outgoing person.
I'm always outgoing. I don't think anyone can change that.
Well, this is interesting though. Think about this though. Your mother has just asked you to help me with making videos and reels and stuff for my business, and that's
true.
Definitely that MC Sagittarius
creativity with the Cancer and the Vesta.
Yeah. So
that's
and
creepy.
Then Pisces rising is actually really artistic. Pisces energy is incredibly artistic. It's very fluid, it's dance, it's music, it's paint, it's very
poetry,
flowy. Yeah, very flowy. So I can see you being really, and then look at, you got Mercury, Ceres, Mars, and the sun all parking it up in the 8th house of Scorpio this year. So you're going to be making major transformations this year in who you are. So you're 12, which means probably hormones are going to be engaging rather quickly.
Anyways.
Moving on, Mom.
Moving on, Mama. So, but I think that's a big year for you, is just being, 12 and a girl, and right, that's a big shift, and your chart indicates. Yep. This
Pluto's still in Capricorn.
Pluto is still in Capricorn. So you get to experience Pluto in Capricorn a lot longer than other people. Yep. But he's in your 12th house, and that's how you work on your spiritual connection, your mantras, your journaling, your internal work, right?
So that's not so bad.
Your healing work. So he wants you to create a nice solid foundation in Capricorn. So it means like before bed, the 12th house is like Pisces energy. So go to bed. So I see you as doing more of a nighttime routine before you go to bed. That's really transformative.
Well, I mean, I got the whole other morning routine done.
You're getting there.
So
yeah.
I could start working.
And look at Pluto's talking lovely over there to your moon. So whatever you do to transform your routine at, you know, with your spiritual connection, it's going to be really emotionally fulfilling to you.
Well, I did talk to you about those, like the vision things.
The what?
The visions.
Oh, your visions.
Yeah.
Yes,
Visions.
Gertie's definitely got some
or
intuitive.
Sort of like deja vu. Like I'll have like random things in my random things in my dreams, and then like I forget it, and then once I see it again in real life, it's like deja vu, and I'm like, oh, I had a vision about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and has it been happening recently more, or has it been?
Actually, yeah, it has been happening a lot more recently.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just like see it, and I'm like, oh, cool, and then like not tell anyone, but still, it's pretty cool. But
yeah, she's definitely in her natal
it's
chart.
not very strong though, so I want to.
Her natal chart has Neptune, Chiron, Ceres, the planet of how we feel nourished, Uranus, and the moon.
Oh, you're also a 12th house moon, like me and your mom and your dad.
Yeah, so this girl's got some serious connections with all of the things we can't see, and this year Saturn at 0 degrees Pisces in your 12th house, and then Pluto in Capricorn in your 12th house. I feel like this is the year you really need to work on some really solid foundational practices, whether that's doing some mantras or meditations or prayers or pulling a tarot card or oracle card every morning, or what else, Helena? How else can you see that?
I do have
transformations.
Affirmations.
Yeah. Okay.
Affirmations. Sorry, I was a little bit lost. I was just thinking about Neptune, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, tell us, what were you thinking
about? No, I was thinking because your ascendant is in Pisces this year, and the first planet that shows up in your chart, in your first house, your very first planet is Neptune.
Yeah.
In its home in Pisces, which makes Piscean and Neptunian and 12th house energy in your chart this year really, really, really big. Like it's, I would say it's like the major thing for you, and it's totally about dreams, totally about visions.
Yeah.
And totally about also, like being creative, poetry and everything that just runs through you pretty much. Because when you write poetry or you create, it's not usually things that you think about so much. It's things that just happen through you, like you let something come through you.
Remember the book?
Yeah, and lots of people say like that when you're a writer, you can't just like think it up and write it down. You gotta like catch it and put it on the page before it flies away. And I feel like that's a really good description.
You just listened to a book not too long ago. I had the kids listen to it. It's called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And
it's really good.
It's really good. You want to tell them about it?
No.
Okay. Well, the premise is that creativity and inspiration is an energy that moves through us and moves around us. And when we're open to it, it finds us as the receptacle, and it has to come out. And so she gave a lot of examples about how creativity can leave a person and enter another receptacle. So like you'll see somebody that, you had this idea for a story, but you didn't take action on it. And then like you let it go. And then suddenly someone else does it, and does the same concept, the same idea. And she gave lots of examples in the book, but really it was about this allowing this big magic to happen and flow through you, and not thinking that you have to be a certain person or a certain way or whatever. And it really was a great book. If anyone wants to read it, I highly recommend it. But I think there's a great book for you to have in mind as you do your chart this year.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about your, sorry, go ahead.
And I don't know if this is like related or not, but I'm noticing that the North Node is in Aries this year, and I don't know if that affects anything like that.
Laura, what about the North Node in solar return charts?
I have not done a lot of research on North Nodes in solar return charts, but if I were to attempt to give it an interpretation, I would think it would be, and I know a lot of the astrologers I've listened to and read about said North Node doesn't really activate fully until you're kind of in your 40s, which might be the case for most people. But what if you have parents who have, woken you up spiritually, early, or you've come here to be woken up early? I feel like Gertie's one of those people who's come here to be woken up early, and the fact that it is an Aries in her first house this year. I mean, Aries is
take action,
oriented, and very, I think fire signs can be incredibly intuitive as well. And I think this would be pretty active for her, especially because of all of the Piscean energy, right? So then that North Node feels like it, because they're connected, Spirit and Pisces, right? Yeah. And your North Node is your spiritual kind of north. It's the North Star, right? Where you're headed. Yeah. So I think for her, it'd be taking that brave Aries risk and doing these weird things that are a little bit scary, a little bit woo-woo, right? And doing them anyway, because it's gonna, like, you got to do it. Yeah.
Like going ahead and doing all these Neptunian things. I was just thinking about that carrot chocolate cake. Like, for example, something like that. You got that idea and you like, oh, why did someone else not make it? Well, that inspiration came and went to someone else probably. And now it's entered you. Yeah, so you should explore carrot chocolate chip cake, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like you should be doing those things this year for sure. Just like going with your intuition when you create things.
Yeah.
Yes, I like intuitively create stuff. And Pisces is a lot it's a lot about boundaries, or the lack of boundaries, because Neptune, that planet, is very, very foggy, and fog doesn't really have borders, neither does water. So thinking about boundaries is something to also bring with you this year when you go through this year and experience all different kinds of things that has to do with, growing up and creating and everything, and just remembering boundaries. And it's a little bit hard to grasp, like, before something happens, but it's just one of those words that could be good to just maybe write down somewhere, like in your diary or something, like boundaries. Well, remember,
like you said, affirmations, right? And Gertie she's the second oldest of 5 kids, and she's taking on a lot more responsibilities.
And it was the middle child.
You were the middle, right? So now I think boundaries also with your parents, and letting them know, like, I really don't think I can babysit the kids right now. I have to, work on this or whatever. Like being clear with, if you can help us with the littles, or if you cannot be with your sister or whatever, right? Those that's, as soon as you said boundaries, my brain went, oh, siblings. Like, I felt it. And we do rely on her heavily right now, especially where we're at with the littles and their ages and stuff. But I think you just communicating, because Pisces needs alone time. Alone time is required for Pisces energy to really do its thing. You can't flow really well when someone's interrupting you all the time, right?
No. You can't, like, a river can't, like, flow when there's a big, like,
beaver dam
in the way. Or, something like that. So you gotta move the tree so that you can keep going.
Gertie went kayaking with me a few years back. Mama. The two of us took a trip 4 hours north, and we went kayaking. I was pregnant with.
It was the first time that I've ever went kayaking. Yep. And we did not realize it was 7 hours.
7 miles.
7 miles of kayaking.
It was a long
until the guy had us, like, in the kayaks and ready to go, and Mama's like, how long is it? And he's like, 7 miles, and she's like,
people do it in like 2 hours. I think it took us like 5.
I kept, like, getting stuck in the reeds, and I was so irritated and, like, angry.
She literally went from one side of the river, got herself out, the next side of the river, got herself out.
I went like a zigzag, like a really bad zigzag.
Like the best metaphor I could ever see in real lifetime playing out of somebody who keeps getting themselves stuck with their hasty actions, right? Instead of flowing smoothly.
And then when we were finally done, I was so tired. I can't even remember what was happening.
So grabby.
I was so tired. And then when we got out, my arms were like jelly.
Oh,
and then my legs were numb, and I'm like,
It was great. It was a good time.
We had to like stop and go get out of the kayak.
And I was
for like half an hour.
I was super pregnant with your sister at the time too, so it was great. We had a good time. But that makes me think of, because Saturn's in Pisces at 0 degrees for you, so Saturn is like this restrictions and boundaries and limitations, and he's he makes you work hard at it, right? And so there may be some, I don't know, I feel like there might be some difficulties with sleep because of maybe some of these visions or dreams.
I've always had difficulties with sleep, and like either waking up in the middle of the night or just not being able to get to sleep, or just like having to go to the bathroom,
which
or whatever.
is why we need to lean on Pluto to change what we do before bed, right? We need to really alter the way we do the foundational things before we go to bed.
Yeah, and Pluto's in Capricorn, and Capricorn is get stuff done, like work on it, get stuff done. So I need to lean into both of those. I'm
amazed at how much astrology you know.
There's shit that I know.
Thank you, Mother.
You could like replace one of us.
She was listening to me.
You've been teaching me.
It's been a while. We've done like astrology classes.
I can't like not listen to it. No one can like not listen to you. You're you.
You my fans. Oh my God.
What?
You're hilarious.
I know that.
Keep going and keep going.
Well, I know that.
But look at, so Helena, when Neptune is opposite the moon, how do you interpret that in first house and seventh house? We've got moon in Virgo at 23 and Neptune in Pisces at 25.
Yeah. So Neptune is that fog, moon is your emotions. The first thing I think about is that, so Neptune is in Pisces and the moon is in Virgo. Virgo is very much detail oriented and wants things to be like color coordinated and wants to know what's happening and wants to know in which order and all of those things. And Pisces is very much not at all those things because it's a fog and it's just everywhere, here and there. So I see that maybe there will be this pull in between that you have this emotional need for things to be in order and to keep things in place.
Well, yeah.
But you end up being very but you end up being super like la 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 daydreamy and just wander off and like
Yep.
Yeah.
It could show up like that, I think.
I see this first and seventh house too. I see Neptune in the first house is I need time to myself alone to do my Neptunian Pisces thing. But the moon in Virgo in the seventh house is I feel emotionally needed and called to be of service to the other. So whether it's her mom or her dad or whoever's asking her to help, she'll emotionally say yes, but really she needs to come out in the studio and be alone for an hour. So I see that push-pull with the first house and the seventh house energy.
I have had that problem before sometimes.
So this is again where Helena said boundaries, right? If you cannot actually babysit and be in a good place and be good with the kids because you need alone time, you have to communicate that.
Well, there was the date night a while back with like the whole struggle and everything.
Yeah. That's where you got to communicate.
I don't think
because you'll emotionally feel very pulled to you'll emotionally feel very pulled to help. And because seventh house is always like, we can work together. But really Neptune is over here going, I need some alone time, please. Yep. I in the first house need to go out and please leave me alone.
Yeah.
So
that's really good. This
is going to be for the whole year. You'll get opportunities all year round to practice setting these boundaries and saying in a kind way, Mama, I don't think I'm okay to babysit today. Can we make it, can I go be alone for an hour and then we do it later tonight, right?
You know what?
Compromise.
I thought of when we're going to go on a trip.
Yes.
We're going on a trip in December to North Carolina to see some friends, and we're bringing just me and Mama and the two littles, and that's what I thought of because we're going to be bringing them, and I'm going to have to step it up and work with them and helping. So, I do need. I will remember that and make sure I do have some time on my own.
And
exactly.
Mama likes to be informed. I don't care what the situation is. Just tell me what's going on. Yeah. If you're pissed, fine. I just need to know, right?
Yeah, like, hey, Mama, I'm gonna go watch something now alone. Bye.
Right? Or I need, and for me, I like having a time on it. Like, hey, I think I need about 2 hours to myself. That's cool. If you need 2, if you need 22, again, I don't really care. I just need to know when you're going to be back so I can set my brain, you know? So then I've had to tell Philip this, and I just like to be informed. So again, if you need a week, take a week. Just let's make arrangements and you just come back after a week.
Where am I going to go for a week?
I don't know. We'll send you some. Helena, you can go visit Helena.
Yeah.
Sweden for a week.
I'll come visit you.
Yeah. But I feel like to my ears, this is so amazing, because what we're asking you to do, which is to feel your boundaries and express your boundaries, that is something that grown-ups are learning to do. And you're 12, turning 13.
12 tomorrow.
Yeah,
turning 12.
Turning 12. Okay, turning 12. And it's just so amazing that you're actually having this conversation and you know what boundaries are. And I feel like it's great to grow up in that way and like start to get to, because when I was your age, I had no idea what that word even meant. No idea. No one was talking about boundaries. No one was talking about listen to yourself, listen inside, feel. And that's a lot of what I've been, and a lot of grown-ups are going to therapy about. Like, why are we feeling like this? Why are we feeling not seen? And so this is so amazing to me.
Yeah, it really is. It's really cool to see them really it just really grow into their emotional maturity and understanding, and it's fun. I think, yes, astrology does get irritating, I'm sure, when mama doesn't shut up about it, but the reason I don't be quiet about it is because it does help. It does help understanding.
Yeah, and even I've got to admit, it does help a lot, but even just a minute, mama.
Just a minute. Just stop talking
1 minute.
Boundaries.
Well, thanks for being on the show today, Gert. Did you learn some stuff? Yeah.
I mostly knew everything, but
great.
I didn't know your solar return assignment for this year. We hadn't gone over that.
Yeah, true. So, yeah, I guess I did learn something.
Do you have something that you're looking forward to for the coming year, knowing now a little bit about your solar return chart?
Well, I mean, definitely my trip with Mama. I've been waiting and waiting for that. So I'm really excited to go see my friends now and go just spend some time with Mama and with the littles, even though I don't really need to spend time with them. It's still gonna be nice
to go get out of here, out of Wisconsin for a little bit. We're a traveling family, and since we had Felix this year, it just did not it's not worked out to travel, which is fine, but we're all getting itchy.
Yeah.
Her natal chart's still strong with that Sag, conjunction of Venus and Mercury. She really wants to travel. Like it's a thing.
Yep.
And then it just didn't make sense for me to go anywhere without the 2 littles. So we're going to our friend's house where she's going to, we had Jade on the show. We're going to visit Jade. And so we're going to enjoy that trip, and we'll be able to do a lot of art and very flowy. Like it's going to be real flowy and very, and Jade and her children are very in tuned and very intuitive.
Well, yeah. And last, from my, what is it? Natal chart? Yep. And so my series was in Aquarius, and Jade's family is very weird and Aquarius. Like,
what is Ceres for those who don't know?
Your Vesta.
Oh yeah, your Vesta. Yeah,
Vesta.
Sorry,
Vesta, and then her Pallas Athena. So the asteroid that pulls you, it's the torch, the beacon that pulls you, and then Pallas is the planet of wisdom. Ooh. So you gain a lot of wisdom from your fellow weirdos.
I've already got enough wisdom, but okay.
Already got enough wisdom. Everybody hear her Mars and Leo come out there? Did we hear that? I've already got enough wisdom. I'm good. Thanks. And on that note, thanks for tuning in today.
Next time you'll be interviewing us.
Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's show, and share this with a friend. And then don't forget, we've got a moon sign workshop, Explore Your Moon, coming up as well. So you can check that link in the notes, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Ram and Goat Astrology. You can support the show by buying us a coffee or a tea. Link in the show notes. Your financial support means the world to us. Join us next time.